side, Josh. And honestly, you know, no duelists, no real way to hard engage into a lot of these sites. You might be finding it lacking tools, I think, to try and get deep in there, but they're already not messing around whatsoever. The Prowler comes through. It's a fast play through B main. They spot out the trademark, and even the dash used by Jorgamo just to respect his opponents. They've already taken up the site.
Yeah, honestly, this is a bit of a swap-up where NRG are playing a comp that's more similar to EG's previous one. It's not quite triple initiator. You've got some playing Sage instead of, you would have a Sova here had it been a copied version of it, but yeah. I think it's going to play in a similar manner where you're relying on side execs, huge amounts of utility being dumped out, and scaling together, pushing together to mitigate the need for having a duelist. So I'm almost getting a cheeky pick there with the Draker's Wall.
I mean, he is really being pressured so hard here, right around the side. Jorgamo drops down to the deck, but he's got his teammates from the back of the site, backing him up once more, all down to Com. 5 players left standing, though. Good luck to you. A bit of a spam. I mean, he's collected the headshots right through the wall, but at the end of the day, NRG granted a free sight on that pistol round. A great beginning for them.
Yeah, there was nobody defending B for Evil Geniuses, and NRG run a full B side exec off the rip and find success. What would that look like had EG been defending there? I don't know. Maybe it would be a little more successful. Maybe it would be a bit more contested, I should say. I'm confused, Brent, honestly, coming into this map at why EG have decided to shift away from what was working. DRX have pioneered this triple initiator comp. EG pick it up as well, have a ton of success with it. Then Optic pick it up after EG beat them. And now they move back to running Jorgamo Jet. I mean, Jorgamo's feeling himself, obviously. And the Jet is going to allow him to take a lot of aggressive duels. Puts Jorgamo and Boostio in a position where they can catch timings, take duels, still manage to escape, be untradeable.
Yeah.
But it still seems a bit weird to move away from what was working. They had a formula.
I did, maybe expecting that other teams would be doing their prep on it, working out the weaknesses.
Maybe that's what this stranger comp coming out from NRG is designed to be. Yeah. A counter to the triple initiator that we'll never get to see.
Expecting it.
Who knows what these teams were expecting from each other based on match data, scrim data. It's Jorgamo and Boostio, though, with the pistols.
Yeah, man. Headhunters, sheriffs, actually working out with the player advantage now.
Boostio is pushing mid off the back of this, so
they're not wasting time.
They know this is coming A.
One dropped across. Som's able to get the wall, cut across to the switch there, so nobody playing in the door, but within the smoke, Apoff, an opportunity for him. Could have potentially grabbed 1 or 2. Sight's still going to be gained, though.
Com should be able to get a weapon back from top mid, so...
Has he?
Yeah, he's got a Spectre online.
The timing!
Brutal for EU. Would have been able to one-shot Com had he just held that angle for another quarter of a second.
Push back. Oh, my goodness. The bullet tag! Com is given the perfect timing, but his positioning is known. 2 players left on the side for NRG, and they double swing him. Great, great fundamentals.
Yeah, nice timing to pick on that one as well. And Som coming out with the kills that his team needs. He is 7-1 currently.
Oh my goodness.
That's a large advantage. Rez already online, although it's quite a situational ultimate. But NRG really relied on Som to be able to get them a lot of kills, a lot of value in their game, just that they played recently on Icebox. I think Som is one of those players where if he can have a big game and ends up performing better than Jorgamo, Boostio on the other side of things, you're looking at a very different equation to what we looked at on Bind.
Yeah.
Som's a player that's mostly been quiet across Stage 2, but he's had moments. One of them being
his role as well has been quite
against
scattered.
Ghost.
It hasn't really been able to play one individual. I mean, sometimes he's playing out of Yoru, the Omen, or whatever. I mean, this guy, he's been the central point of them experimenting with all these different compositions as well.
Yeah, he's been playing a ton of different stuff. And again, here, choosing not to play a duelist role. The game that I'm talking about on Icebox, he's playing Omen as well. So it really isn't limited to when you can get someone Jet, for example. He can still have those big performances, but it's about being in position to get these kills. Obviously, we've got a tech pause at the moment. We're working on getting that one sorted. But it's a great start right now for NRG. And I've got to be honest with you, Brent, I'm confused as to how this composition is going to work. If you think about the comp that NRG are running without the duelists on the attack side here, they're going to be playing almost all heavy burst into sites, I think. Because trying to default and work picks with this composition,
I don't think it works too well.
It doesn't seem like it would work great.
When they're going to be able to play these one-and-done angles and play aggressively. It shouldn't, in theory, but, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? That's the theory of it.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I'd be very interested to know at the end of this game whether NRG had picked it thinking EG were going to roll out with that triple initiator comp.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe they thought the Sage Walls were a really important tool to have on the defense side against a team that's going to be relying so much on utility timings. If you can wall them off, does that help? Instead, we're getting sent into unusual territory. Jorgamo Bustio still finding important kills, or at least kills that give you some confidence that they're going to be able to find success in gun rounds.
Look at this here. This is NRG grouping up for another fast plane to B, but they're going to be running into con with this Odin. Spam ready and waiting, and he's found the angle. They have been turned into mincemeat. No opportunity for EU. Trying to grab a bit of that space. The res comes online. Tying up with the resurrect that's being used to reload. I mean, he does get it off at the end of the day, but the space is being gained. Jorgamo playing up close and personal with them. He takes out Tex, and they just cannot get any ground.
Oh, pushing off the back of this, too.
No way.
This is incredibly aggressive from Jorgamo and Bustio.
It's being watched. The discipline again. They just wait it out.
Yeah, I think that's a great decision to back off in the 5v3.
Not overstepping themselves.
Arguably, maybe a bit over-aggressive to even be pushing in the 5v4, but it's nice to grab some information and let them know whether or not B main is still being contested. And we asked the question, what would that pistol round B exec look like if EG had actually been anchoring some players there? Well, we get our answer on this round. NRG with rifles in hand chose not to go for such a heavy bonus. EU and Hayes fully investing with the Vandals. They've been shut down a little here.
Right up top, hard to break that one. Obfuscated, Violas leaves the greenery. Now the random spam, Jorgamo. I mean, it is literally just suppressive fire. He's able to take space off of it. He knows the angle's not going to be pushed.
Yeah, they're getting a huge amount of value out of this Odin so far.
As well. I mean, Hayes and EU, they can't do anything.
Well, I think this might be one of the big problems with NRG's composition. We'll have to have a look at how they pivot in the mid-round, but Hayes is one of the IGLs that we have in North America. Oh, are they going to get away with this? Not quite. Maybe EU's going to be able to save a weapon here. It would be brutal if they can't get even a single Vandal. But Hayes is one of the IGLs in North America that acts a bit more on improvisation and adapting to his opponents rather than having set executes most of the time. And so he really enjoys the mid-rounding aspect. I think that's where Hayes as an IGL really flourishes, is when he can have interesting, creative mid-rounding. This composition, I'm not sure plays to his strengths as an IGL, just because it looks to be very exec-heavy.
It's so purposeful.
And you can see here that when they lose players early in the round, planning to go for a B-exec, it did seem to struggle a bit in terms of pivoting around the map.
They don't have the map control from preemptively playing around in the rounds prior, obviously.
Well, this is going to be
the very beginning of things.
This is going to be a bit more of a default. They forced up into this round. 3 rifles, 2 sheriffs. If NRG lose this,
it's a weird one.
It's going to be devastating. Bit of a prowler to try and take mid. They're fighting for a little bit of mid control, a bit of A main control.
Well. I mean, they got Bustio pushed up deep into mid, and Jorgamo just playing in pizza. That one angle as well. Just when you think you've cleared out one of the players, Jorgamo's there with a bit of a dash escape as well, the mechanism. He's able to play off of one another.
And he's just baiting for Bustio right now. It feels to NRG like there's only a single player in mid. Are they going to be diligent enough to clear Bustio? They are.
Wow. I mean, a bit shocked that Tex was able to get that one. He was being tagged up by bullets, slowed to a crawl as he was trying to take that angle.
But EG is still dynamic on the defense. They've recon darted and pushed out B main. But they're pretty confident this is going to be a split through A.
Holding close, Apoc though, he's eating a ton of damage in the angle he took. Just a little bit off with the timing. Tex punishes him, shuts him down. Looking good for them when NRG invested so heavily into this one, not even with a rifle in the hands of every single member. The wall dropped. Now they can start playing these post plants.
Com would be able to shred this Sage Wall with Zodin, but he's positioned over by Heaven. There's a flank coming through currently. No trademark to try and stop Jorgamo. But does he go for it? It looks like EG are planning to save here in the 3v5. Jorgamo's going to try and play exits though. I think they've got to be aware of the economy situation here, and any exit kills are going to be difficult for NRG to deal with next round. EG have got a bit of a cushion in terms of their the price point that they're currently sat at. Jorgamo pops his dash, preparing for these exits.
Jorgamo's happy to take this angle as well. I mean, he's two all points away from grabbing those Blade Storm, even though he's got money to buy next round anyway. But okay, just backs away. Nice to keep the weapon in the end.
And so NRG get out of that one very nicely. And that one was a bit more of a default into an A split, so their composition can work in that way. NRG themselves now working with a little bit of a cushion. Swap over a Vandal into Som's hands. We're going to have another one of these gun rounds. I said on Bind, if you want to beat EG, you have to hit them early, hit them hard. That's what NRG are trying to do. Build up a bit of momentum.
Boostio's not really being set up too well here. Okay, he's dropped down into tiles. There's a dart. You have to be scared now of this kind of presence.
Love it.
It's the Odin spam. It's something cooked up.
Absolutely love it. That Odin shreds through the metal barriers on the tiles walls. And they're able to get value out of that. Just such a cool set play from EG. But are they able to convert now? NRG losing players early certainly hurt them round 3.
The main controller's there. Ethan grabbing this orb. That's going to be the null command, and there's no time wasted. Instantly pops off that ultimate. The fragment goes over the top, and with the spam of the Odin, gives him prime position for Hayes to take him out. Knows exactly where he is from the line of sight. Boostio, paranoid, fully blind, still gets the one. You've got to be joking. The pressure is from every single angle, but where is his teammates? Reform tries to follow up straight from the staircase. Jorgamo as well, pushing up onto lane. It's an even fight, 2v2. Into this, Spike's still not down, and Som wants to play aggressively right up to it with his teammate. Helping him out of the back. Just about comes out on top.
Really nice pressure from NRG, being able to save a 4v5 round there. And Ethan's swinging backside as he flicks 180 degrees to deal with both Boostio in backside and then turn around on lane. This is a gorgeous set play to start off with.
You got to appreciate it, haven't you?
You really do.
It's so nice.
But the fact that they're able to recover this one is impressive to me.
I think it bodes really well for NRG.
It certainly does. It's NRG answering questions about how their composition's going to work in these scrappier scenarios. They pivot into a B hit off the back of the null command and find a huge amount of value.
Major win condition for NRG has to be shutting down Jorgamo and Boostio, making sure they don't get that great value.
And to be honest, Jorgamo and Boostio still did get a couple of good kills in that round.
Yeah.
Boostio was able to anchor back sight, still manages to take one down. I think that's more than you can expect from him when he's paranoid and getting swarmed.
One of the heavy hitters for NRG, though. Well, one of the players that we talk about, he pops up every now and then. There's the guy sitting at the top of the scoreboard now, Som. If Som's having a good game, it makes, I think, a huge difference moving forwards into this one.
Yeah.
The pressure gets taken off of Tex's shoulders a little bit in terms of what he needs to be able to do for them to be able to win this one.
And also, another factor to consider here is that when you get Ethan on KO, you get some of his best games.
Yeah.
So this comp really works to empower Ethan, I think. You'll see throughout this game him get into a lot of positions where he's able to take more gunfights, able to flash himself in, flash his opponents, flash his teammates in, sorry.
Does thrive off of that. Not being so tied into the team play aspect, I think. A bit of individuality sprinkled in for him. Boostio's got that tour de force, but okay. Suppressed. The knife tags him. Has to back away.
Giving up B main, but NRG are not choosing to go for a B exec here. It's another one of their A splits. Jorgamo's read it. Watch the paranoia.
Oh, Hunter's Fury straight from spawn. That's a tag. At least one of them. And the C's going to be connecting. Jorgamo gets given just the perfect timing and all the information in the world. Yeah, just didn't know he was gliding right in front of him. Reform now from heaven as well. Rifle in hand, Phantom, and the aim is true. The heads are being found. Jorgamo just swings around the back. And it's going to be that round win for EG.
That's a great one to convert. When EG are running with tour de force and with knives. Another eco swing round where EG could have been broken after that. But they choose to invest into it. And I think the read on what's happening wins them that round. The timing on the C's, the timing on Jorgamo's rotate. Remember, Jorgamo at the beginning of this round is playing mid, but as soon as he sees the close smoke, he realizes, well, I mean, what is that? That's just ridiculous. But he realizes as soon as he sees the close smoke at mid, that that is going to be a signal for an A-split play.
So they've been doing it a couple of times now.
NRG are forcing here. These are just back. Both of these teams refuse to give up. They refuse to go on a thrifty.
I mean, Tex on half with the tour de force. So much reliance on him and the other players holding onto these rifles.
Hayes has light armor and a Spectre here too.
Just trying to buy up around it, but... Oh, it's all on Tex, isn't it? Lurking his way around here. Barrel of his gun potentially going to be sticking away, giving away his position, but inside the smoke, Boostio tries to take the angle. Surprising one of the players.
Yeah, expecting that Apoth smoke would not have anybody inside of it as soon as it blooms. But Tex was so quickly pushing forwards. And Hazed, meanwhile, has been holding down Gelato this entire time for them. If it was a B pop, he still had his Omen ult to connect with the rest of his team.
Oh, EG look like they're ready to fight this.
I think Reformed is just looking to get some information and might get a rude awakening here.
It's spotted. Paranoia swings across, but you need to try and convert it. You need a couple more. How does he get the second? Prowler just running him down in his face.
It could make the round winnable. It all comes down to this fight in B main, and Com does not expect Hex to still be there. Why would he still be there?
Doesn't make too much sense, does it? But yeah, Com thought he was going to get a cheeky orb. Would have played for that one.
Now they're off back to B, and Jorgamo finds himself in a 1v3. It's another force that works.
Timing could be taken, but he wins it. Knows where to anticipate Jorgamo. I mean, opportunity for Jorgamo, honestly, to do some damage. There wasn't much time on the clock towards the tail end of it, but money still in their back pocket means that should still be able to be buy for EG. But again, it's Tex who opens it up.
Yep. Tex finding the first kill.
Talking about it, the importance of being able to find those opening picks against Busio, Jorgamo, making sure those players can't have as much value.
And EG look like they're going to be playing this defense aggressively. If you cut noise, they're going to be making an info push into you. I'm sure sometimes it's going to be with a lot of utility and it's going to be difficult to handle, like the Gelato push that was followed up with Apoth throwing his Paranoia. But if NRG can take map control and slow the game down, they might be able to find picks on Jorgamo and Bustio, who just overextend slightly. Both fighting over B main right now.
It's looking different. It's also looking pretty well executed. The wall to split up across into mid. They're trying to split into B, but do they anticipate this? Bustio, Operator, a rare miss. Players still trying to commit into this one, despite the fact that the ult is being scattered across them. The Nightfall from Reform to try and push them back. Com still with his Odin spam, but he has to reload. But now the time is being taken. Som, he watches the angle and he gets the trade, secures it for their team. They've been bogged down. NRG can't exactly step out into these line-of-sight angles that are being held.
But they do have that player advantage. They know there's an operator online here.
They're stuck. With Hazed falling, they don't have smokes to break that angle.
They barely have any utility. There's a single knife online.
The rest is committed. It is a good trade. Still, they barrel their way through. Sheer force of will is what it feels like. Though returning the fire. He does catch that headshot. A stray bullet finding Tex eventually. Now down to the 1v2. Still favored for NRG. And look, respect still being shown. Nightfall even on Com just to make sure that he's not able to play close up and personal. Push back.
And it's such a difficult scenario because they could be coming anywhere. Com with his ears turned offline.
Yeah, no audio cues.
These guys could be pushing out B main. They could have run behind him at CT. He can't hear any footsteps. It changes the timings of the round massively in the clutch.
Forced to make a percentage play. He's still actually going for this. Time is running so low at this point.
Yeah, he has about 10 seconds to try and get in, get both kills, and get onto the defuse. It just doesn't seem feasible.
Playing for the exits. Knows the economy is in tatters for NRG. Gets the one. Respects it enough and gets back out as well. Making sure that he can keep that rifle coming into the next.
Now, NRG's economy, though, has started to develop. I don't think they'll be that worried. It's EG, in fact, that might have to take the first thrifty here. Look at the pieces that they're working with. 2,000 max on every player. Com with a hero rifle. And NRG, well, you know, they don't have too much left in the coffers either. They're still going to be able to get rifles, full armor on board. So this is a huge amount of momentum building up on the side of NRG. What does that really mean? I think for EG, they've been quite a confidence-focused team. If Jorgamo feels like he's hitting every shot, he's going to go for more of the plays, and he's going to kill more of these opening duels. If you can try and shut them down early, maybe you can remove some of the threat, but Bustio has taken a walk into mid. Looks like while this A hit might come through, Bustio and Tex are going to duel it out.
Up top, pistols in hand. Oh, here's the plays. It's a Paranoia swing play. Someone's covering it, though. Grab the one. Ethan will fall. Apoth as well. There's an opportunity for him to take a couple of risks, especially with Bustio and all the space that he's got right at the top of mid.
I think they heard him. Tex may have heard a footstep there and come to the rest of his team that Bustio was on a flank.
Get those guns out of there.
You do not want Apoth to pick one of those up. Shouldn't really be throwing rifles into a cafe.
No, I don't think many people are attending the cafe, Josh. It's up in here. How are they getting there?
The scenery's nice.
Well, horn comes up. That's going to be catching up top area. There's a bit of tree as well, but there's not really too many players there. Apoth was just on Cat, seeing if he can get the one. Maybe a split play. Spike planted as well. The money's going to continue to build, but a rifle was found for Com. Like he wants to try and go for this one, but Tex he's too clean with it, honestly. Precision this guy shows. He's on top form currently for this map.
He certainly is. The NRG players are heating up. And they've also posed a problem to EG that they don't have an answer for right now. A lot of these executes are finding vast amounts of value once they come through.
Yeah.
And EG, even when they stall them out, are not really getting value out of re-clearing the map. So EG like to, you know, they're going to be throwing a lot of utilities, and they're going to have Jorgamo and Boostio try and duel people, catch a timing, stop a sight hit coming through from NRG. But when NRG cut noise and cancel the hit, EG are then going to re-clear the map on defense, and that's been an area where they end up getting caught out more than they find success.
Oh, a couple of bullets landed into the shins. Som's up top onto the wall. That's a predictable angle, though. You can hear that audio cue.
But all of this is meant to just draw players. It's supposed to be a bit of a fake. Ethan still finding the entry. The spike's over at A.
Fake's still dangerous, still deadly when the players are finding those pickoffs. But it's been read ever so slightly. The timing is off here. They realized there wasn't anything else after that initial wave of utility. In fact, it's a 1-for-1. Tag off onto the side. Now it's up to Boostio to see if he can find that first shot, but it's a rough one.
They expect him still to be in hell. I think you would normally expect the chamber to be away over towards heaven at this point.
Performed. That's it. Tag up. They know that Tex is playing up close. Last player now left standing, dashing over the top. They do. They swarm his positioning. It was unorthodox, wasn't it? That rendezvous position.
But very well played, I think.
Yeah.
Overall, NRG there maybe slightly overthinking things, but it's good to throw a couple of fakes in on your attack rounds. It makes EG wonder whether or not you're really following that. And off the rip, I mean, Boostio getting this kill is the crucial one, because NRG are trying to contact into A, hoping that all of the A players have rotated, at least off the site, but there was still Boostio left there.
Yeah, but also the players were so close, they took too long at the timing. Yeah. Two of the players ended up rotating through their spawn.
Yeah.
They knew it was the fake at the end of the day.
They did know it was a fake, but had Boostio bitten on the fake, they would have still been able to get in on the A side.
Yeah, of course.
But Boostio staying resilient, just holding his position at dice, is rewarded with a kill.
Timeout for NRG after the back of losing that one. I mean, they can feel it, I suppose. Big lead in this series, in this map, I should say. You don't want to let it slip.
But their attack side has already been really successful. 7 rounds on the board.
It's the one we were, putting the most question on.
I think rightly so. I think NRG's composition, you ask questions about how it's going to function on attack. On defense, it makes perfect sense. They have incredibly powerful defensive agents to work with here. So for EG, on the defense side of Ascent, I think they're looking at minimum grabbing the next 2 rounds. With how good EG have been at pistols, maybe they only need 1 more.
Yeah, but
get it back to 7-6, but
it's a difficult ask.
Oh, 8-6, I suppose that would be.
I mean, NRG's comp has got so many tools for slowing things down, but enough about that. It's a buy round on either side. Both of these teams are butting heads. That C's connecting onto 4 players, it looks like. The trail's just rotating around.
How did Apoth not grab a kill? Hayes was running in with utility in his hands, and Apoth just not able to select a single target out of the massive bodies.
Weakened up. Weakened up doesn't equal a kill.
It doesn't. Some decent damage done to Ethan and Hayes, and the C's finds value. You're kind of looking at Boostio now. There's going to be a couple of players going over, maybe just trying to apply some pressure for the A re-hit. I suppose the question here is about the timing. NRG messing it up slightly, a little too slow in the previous round on their B fake. Here the idea is that these B players are going to make noise, try and spread out the rotators again, and they're going to re-hit the A site. You can see there the Fade, the Chamber going away, making some noise at B and trying to regroup back in Gelato. Jorgamo looking like he has the read, but there's not going to be anybody coming through Cat.
That's just EG playing, I think, fully expecting some kind of play happening. I can't believe Ethan swings into that.
Outplayed.
The Odin spam, but he does connect the shot. Still the horn. No one was really dealing with that one, and now the Nightfall on top of it. Needs to do some damage to this one. Hazed up close. falling down to just a sliver of health. Jorgamo is also dashed into the site. No one's really making sure that this guy's dealt with. And one shot after the other. A dash to the side, but his teammate Bustio, he's got his back around. Win for EG.
Sublime stuff from Jorgamo.
I mean, with the Nightfall scattered, I mean, none of them are getting the audio cue.
No.
To know that they're playing that.
They did not hear a thing.
Why they're looking so clueless, honestly.
The play from Reformed is fantastic. And then the ultimate grabs everybody. And Jorgamo's able to push through. And these players...
I can't believe it. Look at that.
I mean, these players on NRG just didn't know where Jorgamo was. They're just seeing Cloudburst pop up around them. Where's the Jet? I can't hear his footsteps. This looks like an all-in B piece, though. Yep. This is going to have a lot of pace behind it. Can boost your deal.
A full-on execute. Bustio, it's on him, and he does grab the one. Rendezvous back to safety. Som's still on top of the wall, but drops down. He needs to supplement the rest of his team as they're still trying to go for this push attempt. Spike not even planted yet. Ethan was the one who was holding on to that.
EG with less utility now that they're running the Jet in their composition compared to the triple initiator for retake. Som's got to be dealt with. The trade is there. Patches Reformed, though, and that is the majority of their retake utility. Still with a paranoia to work with.
Time is being taken, though. Flash over the top. Dash still active. Jorgamo, he's got the blades on. This guy is deadly in the right situation, and that happens to be now. 2 players removed. NRG still. Ethan trying to hold on to whatever he can, but it's all being tossed at him. Man, the dart at the back, he just could not stand up to all that aggression.
And I think it took a while for EG to figure out how this composition worked, but 5-7 is a major recovery. And with how good they've been in the pistol, it might be possible.
Yeah, we'll see soon enough. Going to go to a short break. And on the other side of this one, we'll find out just how this map might be going. Is it going to be the continuation of the series at NRG? Going to be able to squeeze it out and take us to that map 3? We'll find out soon. Now we're here at the major turning point of the map. NRG with a narrow lead. A great attack side from them, all things considered. You know, we're putting into question the composition, but now it comes down to this pistol round, and we have been speaking it to death. The amount of times we've talked about EG's pistol rounds. They're brilliant on this as well. They go for these full executes. These guys are nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, when they played the triple initiator comp against Optic, they went for an A execute off the rip. You can see NRG have positioned Som, their top fragger, their Sage. There's a lot of utility there, including the wall, to stop any potential hit like that. EG waiting out, it looks like, a knife that would come through. And there it is. They are rewarded for that. But they could be players in A main off the back of this. Meanwhile as well, Bustio is a long way away. Is this truly designed to be a hit? The knife forcing them to play a little passive over a Gelato. The wall perfectly timed there from Som as well, just as EG would start to take A main control. You can see that NRG have a good idea of how their defense side is going to be functioning, at least when it comes to the timings.
Yeah, this feels like them honestly poking and prodding, trying to see the positioning that NRG might be playing. Because with the comp they're running, you don't really want to be running a full execute into this blind.
I love this idea from EG, though. In general, when you play against a Sage on Ascent, you're going to want to take the opposite area of the map when the wall is up, and then return to the wall once it naturally breaks. You don't want to be wasting your pistol bullets or giving away your positioning. But EG have threatened like they could be down mid right now and going for a cat split or a mid to B. And now, as the wall goes down, they're in on A.
One close to it. Jorgamo goes for the dash engage, updrafted, up to the side, playing in the corner. Face to the wall, obviously trying to play anti-flash, expecting them to try and push through. Jorgamo wants to try and take the timing. How is he even aware? He does collect the one, but it's up to Hayes, and he is doing some decent work. Frenzy in hand, his teammates now helping him, supporting him, rushing to his attention. And that's a pistol round win for NRG. Ready and waiting, and this is where they can really start to cement that lead. It was narrow as we reached this second half of this map, but now their opportunity to carry it away.
Yeah, that's a fantastic opener for NRG. They've come in here, they've picked Ascent for a reason. It's not a map that you normally associate with too much success for this squad, but they've got a very different comp, a very different game plan, and it's specific against what they're expecting from EG, and it's working. Both pistol rounds finding success here puts them out to a fairly solid lead. It's the first time that Evil Geniuses have lost both pistols since legitimately the first map of Stage 2 when they played against Cloud.
Oh my god.
And Bren, they lost that game.
Yeah, it really does put things into focus, I think.
Yeah, EG have been simply filthy on pistols, and NRG able to take their biggest strength away from them here on Ascent. EG are going to have to come out with phenomenal gun round success to bring this one back.
That's what I mean. How do you battle back now? You attempt to do it. Obviously, the weapons that they're working with not too great, but maybe just a contact play. But you might be contacting into Tex with the Marshal. He's on this angle a little bit prior. There's the Haunt, gets him away, and he is disrespecting it. About a second. Even a Dart. It's both big information gathering tools used by EG just to try and clear through into B main. But 50 seconds in the round, they can take their time a little bit.
They might pick up Hazed in mid here.
Oh, the swing still. Not enough armor for the players to really survive, but they do eventually swarm him with the numbers. Take him out. And, okay, EU knows the common angle, knows that if that's smoked off, they're probably just trying to cross into this one, and they can start to at least pincer the solo player left remaining.
And it's pretty brutal.
NRG players surviving as well here, Josh.
Yeah, Hayes was able to do a lot more than I was expecting, running into the stack of pistol players, swarming him at tiles. And they're able to come out to a 9-5 lead. Does NRG have anything interesting to showcase here on their bonus round? It looks like this composition would not try and play too aggressively on their defense, but they could go for some kind of mid crunch with the Chamber playing towards close mid. They could have Ethan flashing out of any smoke on Cat. It does look like they're aiming up for something like this.
I mean, it's a bonus round strat, I think, that they might have cooked up.
Yeah, and I think this should be quite unexpected with the comp that they are running.
Oh, just swing around the corner. Head not being found, Jorgamo is weak.
You can see Jorgamo's expecting that KO to be inside the smoke. Peppering some bullets in there.
It would have been right for but a moment.
Hayes and Ethan have backed off, playing tree from a safer position. The nade is good there to stop anybody following the drone into Catwalk.
And what tools do you have if you're EG? Dash is now pumped up. You can see that, okay, flash as well forces Jorgamo to back away. That's just a flash that Ethan throws out for a bit of information. Gets it. They know that there's a player pushed up here, but right now the pressure is on. EG do not want to lose these rifles. Time to run low in the round. Still holds the angle, still holds the shot. He's reloading though. No one's going to be able to follow up on that one. Tight cross. NRG winning out these fights. And Tex with the perfect, impeccable timing. He will eventually fall, but there's such a big player disadvantage now for EG.
Com doesn't get the luxury of seeing where that smoke is thrown from.
30 seconds left.
And Apot's left in a 1v3. NRG coming out with something special on the bonus round. Yeah. The paranoia in Apot's hands is not going to be good enough. NRG coming out to a 10-5 lead. What a different map this has been compared to Bind. Sure, it doesn't necessarily have the explosiveness, perhaps, of what we were watching from EG, but NRG's players are stepping up. Some with a monstrous performance. 19-9 currently. They're winning a ton of the first kills. And they've also just got a composition that thrives in this kind of defensive cycling of the timings, trying to predict where EG are going to be based off the knife and the wall coming down and the chamber taking contact.
This adds such a unique dynamic, I think, into this for the NRG. The defense side of things with the Sage. You can see how difficult it is to just take early map control.
I was expecting to use this cast to say how good the Zero Duelist comps are on Ascent and how successful they can be. But I wasn't expecting to say it about NRG. They've come out with a surprise and are just mopping up this hit.
Those quarters for them. Boostio though, okay.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, rips into them. The Hunter's Fury as well. The players just couldn't really hold their ground on Tree. Some was good for 2 there, but at the end of the day, Boostio just still rattling off the shots, and he's managed to find a rifle.
I don't think they have any idea where Com could be positioned here.
Oh, he's overstepped himself. Yeah.
Yeah, just walks into Ethan holding the angle. This is going to be a difficult 1v2 for Boostio, but he's hit some nasty shots already in the round.
Enemy remaining.
He's made it interesting. Now down to the 1v1. He's only got 2 health. The swing wasn't there from Ethan fast, so he expects him to be at door. But this could come down to just anything. A slight noise cue. Ethan, he has full utility to work with here. There's a fragment. Pushes that back, drops down, and it obfuscates him. It's so well played by Ethan.
Fantastic clear. The rest of NRG communicating how much damage they've done to Boostio over the course of the round. Add it up in your head. This guy's one shot. Ethan throws out a fragment and just peppers the other side of hell.
Yeah.
Great play.
Angles.
Safe pair of hands. NRG 11-5 up.
It's looking like their map. I mean, listen, all the win conditions that we're talking about, pistol rounds, one of the biggest strengths of EG, taken away from them. They lose both of them in this map.
Anti-ecos.
Yeah.
They haven't had to worry about that.
Boostio, Jorgamo popping off. These guys have been shut down. Som at the top of the scoreboard.
By a long shot as well. 21 kills in 16 rounds. That's quite crazy.
Yeah, and
Boostio and Jorgamo,
look at that.
Yeah, in terms of their first kills to first deaths, that's a really big factor for EG. And they are 3-8 combined right now. That's a key win condition that NRG have completely shut down. I think you're bang on the money there, Bren, in terms of pistol rounds and the star performances. They've stopped Jorgamo from running over them like he was on Bind. He may be at the top of the scoreboard for EG, but he's not finding the same level of impact he was.
No, certainly not.
And you've already kind of shoved EG off their composition that was working for them. They had a formula that was getting them success, that beat Optic on Ascent. Optic took their composition because they thought it was so good.
It was really, I mean, setting trends. I'm not really sure which team was picking up first, but across the regions.
As DRX.
Yeah.
If you, listen, if you say EG started it, the Korean fans are going to be very annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. DRX always cooking something up.
Okay, EG looking like they want to burst into B here. It's going to be Som having to put on a big performance. The slow orbs and the walls are just so good for slowing down any kind of fast-pacey hit. And in fact, EG are taking it a bit more slowly.
I think that's where this composition really wants to be playing, though. I think they'd love to take early control of A main, B main, wherever it is on the attack side of things. There's the Horns. Tex, will he choose to disrespect it again?
This Horn is finding good value in terms of pushing Tex away. And EG have mid control. They're going to break the door. How did Tex kill
absurd.
I mean, he was clearly aiming at Jorgamo.
Yeah, head found, though. I mean, he's not really arguing.
Get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, happy days, I think, for him. Player advantage now leaning once more to NRG with that first kill.
And APOD Smokes just disappeared at CT. No possibility to refresh that.
Here's the thing, they just know that this is leaning into the market. The way that NRG are playing this, still, they don't actually have... There was a window of opportunity, honestly, where players could have pushed into mid. Nobody was watching it, but
Boostio,
now...
say goodbye to your tour de force. And they also know that there's a player in B main. So, yeah, they are so aware that this is a B split. There's no potential of it being a cap play. In the meantime, just in case that could be a possibility, Hayes has got a one-way there with Ethan holding it.
Yeah.
EG have just got to contact this one in.
He's playing in wine, and he's got his ultimate so he can reposition in case he needs to, and he might actually need to. Here you go, you see the ultimate coming off. Tex still just watching all these angles. He might be getting pressure from this way, that way. Still, he's going to be teleporting into the back of the side there, but he is dealt with soon enough. No teammates to help him out.
Yeah, a bit of a wonky timing for sure. NRG looking flustered against the contact play. Really caught them off guard there. Messed up their game plan for sure.
And Ethan, that is unwinnable.
Very unusual defensive response for NRG, but to be honest, most teams are not going to just contact into you at the front side of B either. I really like the way that EG have chosen to run that one. Boostio just taking a walk with his operator. Jorgamo flying his way in. But yeah, Hayes is just a bit too late in terms of his teleport play there. Needed to be running that one far earlier, but EG didn't give him a specific timing to go for. By the time they get first contact with Boostio's op, there's a player down and they've taken the side.
That was the timing for it. Boostio getting that pick.
Yeah.
You got to think as well, the slow field was dropped down and spawned. Nobody can really follow up to help Hayes.
But is that just a blip on the radar, or is it the beginning of a bit of a comeback? Tex is so walked out.
You got to anticipate it. A lot of the chamber players are doing that these days on Ascent, and well, he's found it anyway. TP'd back to safety, still has the confidence to swing out and remove Boostio.
The jiggle has seen Jorgamo in mid as well. Now there's two players in spawn. Are they just sound baiting for each other there?
A quick little jump peek off of the well.
I don't think they're aware that Jorgamo's this close, actually. That is surprising. I thought they'd seen a peek of the jet early on. Now they're coming towards Som.
Jorgamo dashes to the side. So I'm surprised he catches onto that one, but a bit flustered. Slow orb right against the wall. Not intentional there. The Horns, he knows he has to deal with that one, but they have positioning now. They're aware of it. And Apoff, he's just been lurking straight in mid. Playing from the composition.
And EG's plan appears to be inject chaos into all of these rounds.
Chaos is the name of the game.
NRG can't keep up. They are an improvisational team, but all their protocols are falling to pieces here against what EG are throwing at them. Jorgamo going for that play through mid and then putting pressure on Som, scrambled him.
Nothing obvious about what EG are doing in these last two rounds.
No,
nothing obvious. It has been all over the place.
How many rounds like this do they have in the bag? I can't I can't imagine they've been running these kind of things in scrims. Oh yeah, let's do the round where Jorgamo gets a timing on a guy that's jump spotting into spawn and then
up into mid.
Updrafts into their Sage. I mean, these are just not rounds that you practice. EG are digging deep and having to go improvisational.
Fight them off.
I don't think Hayes is going to be allowed to keep this one. He's got comm hunting.
Well, you say that. I don't think they're going to be able to swing at the same time.
True.
If he contacts in, yeah, okay, just hand him a couple of freebies.
Yeah, I wasn't sure Hayes was going to be aware of it, but I think he might have heard some Sova footsteps. EG not going to be pressured. They've won the last couple of rounds. But, yeah, EU, just jump peeking here. And it's not necessarily EU's fault that he gets caught by that timing, but I wasn't expecting it because NRG had already been jump spotting that. And I thought they caught a peek of the Jet. And obviously, if you see a Jet in mid, you have to be aware that they could be pushing you and hold the angle instead of jump peeking there.
Well, they can't be bringing this back. NRG have such a huge lead.
So EG are just waiting again towards Gelato here for the knife to come out. This time, Ethan throws it at tiles. They don't see a thing. They post techs up deep in B main. There are going to be 4 players to collect this A exec.
Yeah, the fragment also does split them back. Paranoid to counterplay Haste. He pushes forwards. And still, how does he get rewarded with a kill? The weaponry's not good, but no one's dealing with this guy. Apoth, though, TPs into the back of things. Playing a generator, and Som just needs to watch that one sight line. 3v3 for them. Door now being shut down. Reformed off to the side. It's dangerous.
Oh, I think Som could have been able to collect a kill there had he known the Reformed was going to tuck.
They're going to double play this. Door being broken.
Looks like they're planning to push through into Apoth's smoke as soon as the door breaks.
One just trying to spam behind it. Want to try and fight over this one.
Do they expect Hade's position? Timing to Haunt. He's got them both.
Could be everything if he can secure it. And still... only with the Spectres, but they do make... It's a cutesy idea for EG, I'm not going to lie. Could have worked out for them, especially if the Haunt ended up catching onto any of the players through the smoke, but at the end of the day, NRG, they contain it.
Match point.
I think they made it very obvious there that they were about to push through that smoke in terms of the Haunt being used. And the question is, did EG need to go for something like that? They weren't in a massive player disadvantage situation. Might have just overthought the aggression they needed in the post plant there. But NRG had a great defensive read on it to start with. Yeah. There were 4 players on A by the time EG pushed. And this knife, the delayed knife that Ethan is throwing, cuts about 5 seconds off the round, just straight off the rip.
They don't want to play forward.
Yeah, because EG can't afford to get caught by it in A main.
So it buys time.
Here goes Ethan again, throwing out a knife.
Information going to be gathered. Still a forward position once more. That's Tex. Deep in mid. Hunter's Fury, actually. Com getting a tag. Will he be rewarded with the kill? A little sidesteps, enough to survive. So that is EU getting away with things. Even receiving a heal, so pop back up to 100 health.
Som has used the wall over a B, stopping any push happening. On that side of the map, both chambers forcing each other away, worried that either one of them got the bad part of that duel. And EG, I think, are responding to the Sage wall here pretty well. They're going and taking the other side of the map. When the wall drops, NRG are going to be worried about it. So if EG pick the timing to burst Cat as the Sage wall drops, this should be a little more open. There goes the wall in B. This should start to be the timing here for EG.
What a shot. They know Hayes is close though, but Jorgamo returns. Okay, trades in action. The Haunt clears a bit of it as well as that Prowler. Now they can start to split into the side, and they do have it for free.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, really nice execution. But they anticipate a double flank coming. It's Tex only with a Headhunter. And EU pushing out through Gelato.
I don't think they're liable to overheat in this post-plant situation again. Unlike before. Tex obviously he doesn't actually have any weaponry right now. He's only using a Headhunter, so he's the one who's just peeking this one. Not afraid of losing anything.
Tex has been pretty insane with these shots previously.
Just fights it?
Well, I mean, he wasn't aiming at Jorgamo.
Oh my god. Still gets a second. He is traded, but now exits being played. Okay. He falls.
Could have been an extremely punishing round. Apoth Reformed getting out the rifles. Saves EG a little bit.
How much longer can EG keep this up, though?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? EG have come out with some really nice attacking rounds here. I think they're working around the Sage wall pretty perfectly in terms of the timings they're going for their hit. It's all really nice. The question is, how can they keep it up for this long? It's map point here for NRG. All they need is a pop-off round from Som or Tex.
Yeah.
Or Ethan.
And these rounds have been coming down to the wire in a lot of situations.
A 1v5 from EU? Yeah. Maybe you can't rely on that one again.
No, I don't think that's replicatable. Nothing against EU, of course. Great player, but...
And this is looking pretty similar to their pistol round strat. EG actually going for gelato aggression much earlier.
The jiggle peek.
You can't expect this.
Go on.
He is expecting it.
How does he expect this? Seems to know that it was a possibility, a timing.
They could try and react into A, but instead they're trying to deal with the hit. The Haunt lights up both of these players.
Yep, they know where they are. It's up to Tex to try and do some damage once more, but he doesn't escape with his life.
Excellent utility from Reform to dismantle that mid push. The question is, where are the rest of the players from NRG? They could be anywhere. They could have taken advantage of that distraction to push up into A main, B main, Wine. And in fact, EU's going to try and re-clear mid, gain a little bit of information. And Som is ready to try and collect this A push, and that's where the spike is going.
Yeah, any sort of timing, if a smoke gets popped off, you're going to see that that choke point is going to get slowed immediately.
Both of these NRG players have decent utility, and they're on the right site.
But the Haunt's now back online. This could still be shut down in a moment. All on the line for NRG. They'd love to try and capitalize. The Haunt up close doesn't really secure too much. And oh, I mean, just like that, man. Just like that. You can see it happen.